Have you recently found yourself with an abundance of potatoes and possibly even maybe some apples, oranges, or even some onions? Have you been having some trouble finding ways to use all of these things? Well, today we're going to share one of our favorite recipes for potato pancakes with an apple and orange topping. Hope you enjoy. The first thing you'll want to do is take 2 washed potatoes and peel all of the skin off. Then you'll take a box grater with the largest holes and you'll grate both potatoes. So now that your potatoes are grated, you'll notice there's quite a bit of extra moisture in there. You'll want to get that out or you'll have soggy pancakes, which nobody likes. Personally, I used a salad spinner to spin the extra moisture out. If you don't happen to have a salad spinner, you have a couple of options. You can take a fine mesh strainer, put the potatoes inside, and then just push them through with a spatula to get the extra moisture out. Or you can take a clean cloth, like a dishcloth or cheesecloth, put the potatoes inside and squeeze the moisture out that way. Either way, you just want to make sure you get as much moisture out as you can. We're going to be adding a few things in to actually turn our potatoes into pancakes. So at this point of things, you can go a little savory or you can make it a little more neutral. You could add a grated up onion if you like gross things, or you can just leave things a little more neutral with just salt and pepper. So at this point, we've added our potatoes into our bowl. We're gonna grate in, if you have this, or just add in whatever you have available, some salt, and don't be too shy with the salt. Potatoes need a lot of flavor. So a good bit of salt. We're also gonna add in some pepper. Same thing here, give them a lot of flavor. And then now we'll add in 2 tablespoons of flour. Just sprinkle that right in. You may have to adjust depending on how wet your pancakes are once you get this all mixed in. So I have a little extra here just in case. And then we want to add in an egg. It's always best to crack your egg outside of your bowl first, just to make sure you don't have any shells. All good, so we'll add that in. And give this a nice good mix. So at this point, it looks like we're still a little bit wet here, so we'll add a little bit more flour and give it another mix. Okay, this looks great. At this point, we can move on and get ready to start cooking. So to start cooking, you're going to want to heat a skillet up pretty high heat because these need to get crispy. I'm using a cast iron skillet, but a Neil skillet will work. You'll want to add some cooking oil. In this case, I'm using some avocado oil, and I'm also going to add a little bit of butter for a little bit extra flavor. You'll want to put enough oil just to coat the bottom of your pan. We don't want to be deep frying, we're just kind of pan frying these. I'm going to let this heat up for just a second, and then we'll start adding our pancakes. Okay, so now to add the pancakes into our skillet. You're going to want to take a tablespoonful of our mixture and add it in a flat kind of disc to your skillet. It'll start to sizzle a little bit and you'll want to kind of spread it out just to get it fairly thin, about 1/4 of an inch. And add maybe 3 or 4 to your pan depending on how big your skillet is. And we'll let these cook a little bit until they're about brown, and then we'll give them a flip. While your pancakes are cooking, you can start working on your apple and orange topping that we talked about before. You're going to take an apple, wash it, and then we'll cut it into small cubes. Let me show you. let's check back in on our pancakes here. We can lift it up and just see how we're doing. They need to be golden brown before we flip them over, so they need just another minute or so. So while we're waiting for our pancakes to be ready to flip, we're going to continue with our apple and orange sauce. We're going to take an orange and put the juice of that orange in a saucepan with our apples. We'll add a little bit of cinnamon and just a little bit of sugar just to sweeten it up a bit, and we'll get that cooking. Looks good. Ooh. So our pancakes are nice and golden brown, and we're going to flip them all over and let them finish cooking on the other side. So these are completely done now. They're nice and golden brown on both sides. I'm going to take them out to our plate that we've got ready and let them drain for just a little bit. Our apples are nice and bubbly. We're going to let these cook until they're just soft, still have a little bit of texture, but they'll be nice and yummy to go on top of our potato pancakes. So we went a little bit sweeter with this version of the potato pancakes, but if you did decide to add in some of that grated onion or even garlic or spices that you wanted, like sage, rosemary, something like that, you could top your potato pancakes with maybe sour cream and chives, or if you wanted to make it for breakfast, you could maybe add a very Colorado twist and put some green chili and maybe a sunny side up egg and cheese. Kind of be creative with it and add whatever you like. These are kind of a blank canvas and you can make it however you like. So now that our pancakes are done, I've plated up 3, which is a pretty decent portion for one person. Then we will take our apple topping that is nice and done, nice and caramely. Take a spoon and just kind of sprinkle some apples across the top. Add a nice little orange twist, and you're ready to eat. We hope this little video was helpful, and we look forward to hearing what you've done with your abundance. Now it's time to eat.